Hello everypony and welcome to Brony FanFics. Today, The Good Ship Lifestyle by A Hoof-ful of Dust. I didn't particularly want to, I couldn't do a Crest Equestria today because I'm unaware of how much time I have available to me, and also I just wanted to do something different. Not to say that I'm finding Crest Equestria boring, it's just, sometimes you need something different. So, yes, The Good Lifestyle by A Hoof-ful of Dust. Cherilee did not enjoy visiting her mother. There was nothing wrong with Cherilee's mother. She was a nice pony, she was kind, sweet, easy to talk to. Whenever Cherilee came to visit, her mother would make the most delicious little cakes that reminded her of being a little filly. She and her mother would talk about how her class was doing, and what had been going on in Ponyville. How nice the weather had been the past week. This was all nice, pleasant conversation, nothing wrong with it at all. But when the delicious little cakes had all been eaten, the activities of her students, details, and the events and climate of Ponyville exhausted the topic, then... So, Cherilee, is there a special sun pony in your life? Yep, there it was, without fail, every time. Because it would be a shame if you never found the time to find a stallion who's right for you. If there was a subject that really seemed to interest her mother, it was Cherilee's love life. Or a mare, I mean, who am I to judge? But as long as you find some pony. She could talk for what seemed like hours, listing off the things that might make Cherilee a good partner, and then somehow turn all those good traits into one big negative, like it was somehow her fault for being single while having all the dateable qualities. Because I'm not getting any younger, and I want to have some grandfoal someday. Cherilee sighed inwardly and tapped her hoof against the side of the plate her little cakes had arrived on. It was going to be a long visit. Cherilee checked over her shopping list one more time, then tucked it into a saddlebag before rounding the corner that opened onto the marketplace. First on the list was rose petals. She headed right for Rose's stall, eager to get her shopping done before anything was sold out. "Hey, Cherilee, how are things with you and Big Macintosh?" Rose asked. "I don't know, we haven't run into each other in a couple of days. Fine, I guess?" Rose blinked. "But I thought you were getting married." Cherilee closed her eyes and sighed. "No, we're not," she said with a strained smile. Didn't the two of you wreck a couple of buildings just the other day? What's more obvious sign of love than wanton property destruction? There was just a little mix-up involving some of my students. Rose's face fell. So you two aren't getting married? Nope, we're not even dating. Cherilee wondered if she shouldn't have given Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo a more severe punishment than writing out, "I must not meddle in my teachers' relationships 100 times each." "That's too bad. You really look cute together." "Goodbye, Rose," Cherilee said, slamming her bits down for the flowers with more force than was needed. She made a rapid exit. Rose and my mother would get along great, Cherilee thought as she made her way through the marketplace. If they were ever in a room together for 5 minutes, they'd probably had some plan to cook up more of that crazy love potion. The next stall she had to hit was daisies, for, appropriately enough, daisies. The stall was never without a queue, as daisies was a popular food, and daisies were the best. Cherilee got in line behind a cream-coloured pony. Said cream pony noticed her, and spun around and started a conversation. I never know what to do for Bonbon's voice, because she always changes voice, doesn't she? I'm just going to do a regular one. "Morning, Cherilee," said Bonbon. "Good morning." She was trying to remember how she knew Bonbon. Maybe it was just one of those things. When you live in a small town, you learn every pony's name eventually. "So," Bonbon said with a smile, "what's this I hear about you and Twilight Sparkle?" Not again, she thought, trying to keep her face friendly and her smile pleasant. Cherilee answered, "I don't know what you mean. What have you heard about me and Twilight Sparkle?" "Well, Bonbon dropped her voice to a conspirator's whisper. The school teacher, the local egghead, 2 masks of intellectualism that conceal a passionate romance carried on behind closed doors and between library stacks. Eh? She raised her eyebrows. No! What? Where did you come up with that? So you're telling me you're not part of a raging, torrid-heated, sapphic affair with Twilight? Damn, Bonbon's poetic. That is exactly what I'm saying, Cherilee said, trying to keep her face as neutral as possible. Oh, well, a devilish grin crossed her face. If you ever are, let me know. She dropped Cherilee a sly wink and turned around, leaving Cherilee utterly dumbfounded as she ordered 2 dozen daisies. What in equestria is going on this morning? Cherilee found herself, I think it should be wishing, she was still in bed and that this was all just part of some very strange dream. She wanted Bonbon to, it has no 2 there, I'm going to put 1 in, to walk away with her daisies. God, I'm stupid. She watched Bonbon walk away with her daisies. That makes more sense. She thankfully had no further theories to share about what she and Twilight did while no pony was around. Cherilee stepped up to Daisy's stall and placed her order. 20 daisies, please. It was then that she noticed the ridiculously exaggerated grin Daisy was giving her. Oh, not you too, Cherilee said. Okay, out with it. Which pony do you think I'm dating? No pony at all, Daisy said, her smile in place. Well, that's a relief. Can I... Because you're dating Spike! What? Daisy smiled, threatened to split her head if it got any wider. Spike? The dragon? You gave him a hat for his birthday. But he's a dragon. I'm not a dragon. You were so cute. I don't even think he's of age. Don't you think it's cute? Daisy, Cherilee said, Daisy's gaze with her own. I'm not dating Spike. Ah, Daisy pouted. Why not? Because aside from the very basic biological incompatibilities, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. That's a shame. You two would be adorable together. Cherilee groaned. Can I please have my 20 daisies, please? Sure, here you go. She put the daisies across the counter. But don't go counting Spike out so soon. He's quite a catch, you know. Cherilee backed away from Daisy's stall so quickly that she collided with something violently pink standing behind her. If Daisy's smile had been impossibly wide, Pinky's grin must surely have been touching somewhere at the back of her head. She giggled at Cherilee like she had discovered a great secret. You and Daisy, she managed, looking like she was trying not to spontaneously combust. I don't believe it! I don't believe it either, Pinky. Maybe the whole world has gone mad and had forgotten to tell her. I'm so happy for both of you. This calls for a Cherilee as a special sun pony and that special sun pony is Daisy party. Would you mind walking me through how you figured this all out? Well, I saw you two just talking now. Cherilee waited for something more to come, and when nothing did, she asked, And that's how I knew you two were getting together. That's it. We were talking? Uh-huh. Pinky nodded vigorously. I was buying food. But don't you think you'd be perfect for each other? I mean, Daisy knows all about daisies, and you have daisies on your cutie mark. Cherilee reached around to look at her cutie mark. Actually, I'm not really sure what kind of flower these are. Maybe Daisy can help you figure out. Pinky, I'm not involved with Daisy. Not even a little? Not even at all. I'm not involved with her, or Spike, or Twilight, or Big Mac. No, not any pony. Any pony? Pinky said, puzzled. Not at all. Not even Caramel? No. Or Fluttershy? No, not Fluttershy either. Or Brayburn? I don't even know who that is. You mean? Pinky's expression was unreadable. It was like she was trying to comprehend the incomprehensible. You mean you don't have a special sun pony? That's right, I don't have a special sun pony. Cherilee breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe now sun pony would start listening to what... Then I have to find you one! Pinky exclaimed. No, Cherilee felt lightheaded as she saw Pinky take an impossibly deep breath and announced to the marketplace, "Hey everypony, who wants to help me find Cherilee, a special sun pony?" It was like the entire population of Ponyville suddenly converged around them. Cherilee was surrounded by a sea of ponies who had dropped whatever it was they were all doing to merriment to lend their 2 bits on her love life, each clamouring to be heard over the furor. What? Don't know that word. Furor of shouted suggestions. "Nurse Redheart!" shouted the pony to Cherilee's left. "No, Nurse Redheart's with Thunderlane!" retorted a voice from the crowd. "No, you're wrong!" cried another pony from somewhere behind Pinky. He's hooked up with Time Turner. And Nurse Redheart is with Alu from the spa," came yet another voice. "Vera then! Vera's singing Berry Punch." "The great and powerful Trixie!" called a voice somewhere in the background. The crowds received a smattering of boos. "Carrot Top? No, her and Apple Cobbler are an item. How about Rainbow Shine? She's dating Rainbow Dash." "I thought Spitfire was dating Rainbow Dash." "No, I'm dating Rainbow..." "What?" Pinky exclaimed, rearing up on her hind legs. "I'm dating Rainbow Dash too," shouted Daisy. "And me," cried Amethyst Star, pushing her way to the front of the crowd. "Me too, so why is everyone dating Rainbow Dash?" "She told me we had something special." "Quiet!" Pinky yelled. A tense silence fell over the crowd of ponies. "Now," she asked, "every pony raise your hoof if you are currently dating Rainbow Dash." She put her hoof in the air. The entire crowd did likewise. When the arguments erupted like a torch being tossed into a bonfire, Cherilee, her forehoof still firmly on the ground, realised no pony was paying attention to her anymore. She pushed back through the crowd, keeping her head low and forcing her way past ponies loudly, insisting that they were the special sun pony for Rainbow Dash, until finally she stumbled out of the babbling throng. She took a deep breath and then seized the opportunity. She bolted. Cherilee dashed down the street, eager to get away. She had no sooner passed a couple of storefronts when she was grabbed and forced into one of the buildings. "Hey, what?" She tried to yell, but she was cut off by a loud and forceful shh. Cherilee took a quiet look around. She had been dragged into Shogakyu Corner, and standing in front of her was Mr. and Mrs. Cake. "Shh!" Mrs. Cake said again. "They'll hear you." "It's all right, dear," Mr. Cake says, glancing out of the window. "I think they're too busy to notice." "Phew." Cherilee cleared her throat. "Would you mind telling me what this is all about?" "Dear," Mrs. Cake says, "we're helping you hide." "We normally hide until they calm down," Mr. Cake said as he surreptitiously, I think, flipped the open sign on the door to closed. "Wait, the town bothers you with this too?" Cherilee was aghast. "But you're married." "Shh!" Mrs. Cake's eyes darted around the room. "And we know. There's no making sense of any pony when they're like this. No matter how many times we tell them we're happy together. Some pony will insist I'd be better off with Pinkie Pie. Or me with Mayor, said Mr. Cake. I swear I have a Canadian accent, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know if I'm doing a Canadian accent, I'm just... said Mr. Cake from his position beside the window. The Cakes exchanged a glance, then rolled their eyes in unison. "So how do you..." Cherilee started to ask when she was interrupted by Mr. Cake. "Somebody's coming," he said in a strained whisper. "Shh, Mrs. Cake," exclaimed Mrs. Cake and forced Cherilee down behind the counter. A melodic voice came just from outside the door. I think this could be Sakura. "The store is closed, I shall not moan. I can still bake cakes on my own. The market's open. It's not too late to find a way to celebrate." Cherilee popped her head up just in time to see Sakura's striped flank disappear past the window of Shogakyu Corner. She and Mrs. Cake crept close to the window, listening with Mr. Cake. Ponyville is really quiet, Zecora was saying to herself, but this almost looks like a riot. She cautiously approached the crowd arguing ponies. Could I ask if I may, why you're so worked up today? Pinky worked her way to the head of the crowd. Zecora, do you have a special sun pony? Some zebra? She scratched her head. A mate I have no time to find. Did you have some pony in mind? That's the worst possible thing she could have said, Cherilee whispered. The Cakes exchanged another glance, then nodded without speaking. The suggestion from the crowd came thick and fast. Lily! Rainbow Dash! The great and powerful Trixie! Cherilee backed away from the window. What's gone into them? Every pony doesn't need to be in a relationship at all times. I don't. I'm okay with being single. Sure, having a special sun pony would be nice, and maybe my mother would get off my back about me not having seen anyone in 3 years. But if the whole town is going to get involved, she looked at Mr. and Mrs. Cake for some understanding. We know, dear, Mrs. Cake said. They just get this way when there's unpaired ponies about. Can't stand to see any pony being alone, I think. They don't mean any harm by it. But why? Cherilee asked. Why is it so important to every pony? The Cakes exchanged a glance. We've got no idea, said Mrs. Cake. Do we, dear? Not at all. I'm failing at this Canadian accent, said Mr. Cake. He took a quick peek out of the window. I think they're too busy trying to fix up Zecora to have remembered you. You could probably leave out the back and not raise too much fuss, if you wanted. Will you be okay here? Cherilee asked. Oh sure, we've seen the town do this plenty of times, Mrs. Cake said. You go. Cherilee made her exit through the storeroom. She tried to walk as casually as she could manage, like she was in no hurry to be anywhere. Like she wasn't worried any pony would suddenly spot her, and like it was and like it was perfectly normal to almost every pony in the town to be holding some kind of impromptu auction to determine who should be Zecora's special sun pony. Maybe my mother's not so bad after all, she thought. She never suggested that I'd be perfect with a baby dragon after all. Cherilee was so lost in thought that she didn't hear the Pegasus touch down beside her. Hi, Miss it's Derpy. Hi, Miss Cherilee, Derpy Hooves exclaimed. Ah! Cherilee jumped away from the sound. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? I didn't mean to. No, it's okay. Cherilee took a deep breath to regain her composure. I just thought you were going to try and set me up with some pony. Are they doing that again? Derpy indicated the flurry of activity in the market square. You know about that? The crazy every pony must be in a relationship thing? Oh yeah. They started to do it on me once. I'm now doing the Derpy voice with my tongue hanging out because I think it's more authentic, I don't know. Cherilee was suddenly curious. She had never seen Derpy with any pony that looked remotely like a special sun pony. What happened? She asked. Well, I ignored them, of course. Derpy said matter-of-factly. I've got deliveries to make. And little Dinky to take care of. I don't have time to get in a relationship. I know. Ponies think it's really easy being a teacher, but it's a lot of work. Just because we have a long holiday when school is out for the summer, she huffed. Like I'm not planning lessons all through my holidays. I can imagine. Derpy sympathized. Just minding me one foal is hard. I don't know what I'd do with a dozen more. They shared a laugh. So Derpy, Cherilee asked, do you really just ignore every pony when they start talking about relationships? Sure I do, she replied. It's not that hard. You just have to not engage with them, and then they won't end up like that. She cocked a hoof over her shoulder to the fray still going on in town. I'll try that next time. Thanks, Derpy. No problem. It's tough for us single ponies. You said it. Derpy made a turn to fly off, but Cherilee stopped her. Say, Derpy. Yes, Miss Cherilee? This is probably going to sound strange. Any stranger than your day's been so far? No, that's a good point. She took a breath. Us single ponies have to look out for each other. Mm-hmm. Derpy, how would you feel about us being single together? A puzzled expression crossed her face. I'm not really sure I really know what you mean. I know what that means. Neither do I, Cherilee said with a grin, and I'm betting every pony in town won't know what to make of it either. Derpy started, nodding slowly. I think I know where you're going. We could not be in a relationship together. That's right. That's pretty tricky, Miss Cherilee. So, what do you think? I think it's a great idea, Derpy said with a big smile. The pair started walking away from town side by side. You know, Cherilee remarked, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And that was The Good Ship Lifestyle by A Hoof-ful of Dust. It was funny and interesting. And I enjoyed it, which is always the main thing at the end of the day. So, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And, yeah, thank you for listening. I already said that. Keep on spreading the magic of friendship, and I'll see you next time.